Happy December, everyone. My name is Kimberly Holmes. I'm here with Jared Pratt, the beloved member of our Marriage Helper team.
Yeah.
Many of you know him. Feel free to hop in the chat and say hey to Jared. But it's good to be back with you myself this week. I was out last week on vacation. And Jared, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah,
What did y'all do?
My stepfather
Yeah.
and all of his children came, and they all were in one house together, and everybody got along. And
That's a win.
It was really a great win.
That's a
They
huge
had
win.
About, I don't know, 16 children, I think.
Oh
under
my
the age of
gosh.
10. It was a lot.
The fact that everyone got along with
Yeah.
16 children in the house
Yeah.
is pretty incredible. What was the best food you ate for Thanksgiving?
Well, one of my brother-in-laws or my stepbrothers' new partners also brought food, and like nobody's ever done that before. So
No one's ever brought food?
well, nobody from their family has they've come over individually, separately, and
Okay,
hung out for a couple
okay.
of hours once in a while here and there. But this time, everybody came over and they all stayed for 10 hours straight, and they brought food. And so we had food not only did my mom cook for everybody, but this lady also basically cooked for everybody too, and they didn't coordinate. So we had just food. Literally, no
Galore.
surfaces left in our giant house that I grew up in
Oh,
to
sounds
put any
great.
food. It was amazing.
I
Everything
love
tasted
food.
delicious. Yeah.
I love food, but I don't like Thanksgiving food.
Oh, no?
So, no, I don't.
That's
but
a
I
terrible
do.
holiday then.
But I do love food. Well, that's why my husband and I try to skip Thanksgiving. Some people talk about skipping Christmas. We've never done that. I do love Christmas, but I feel like Thanksgiving food and Christmas food are the same food.
Yeah, they are. It's
They're the
turkey
same
and
food,
ham.
and
Yeah.
it's only a month apart. I can't do it. So we skip Thanksgiving. Now, 10 years ago, we skipped Thanksgiving. We went to Aspen, Colorado, tried to find anywhere that did not serve a Thanksgiving menu on Thanksgiving Day, ended up at a sushi place, got food poisoning.
Oh no.
Terrible.
Well, that'll learn you.
But it didn't. Anyways, we are here to answer your relationship questions today, your marriage questions. So be sure to give us a call if you want to speak to us. We would love to talk with you. The number that you can call is 615-912-2998. Again, that is 615-912-2998. Let's go to our first caller today, Michael from Arkansas. Michael, how can we help you today?
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Doing well. How are
Good,
you,
good, man.
Michael? How was your Thanksgiving?
Started off stressful, but it got better. We actually did 3 Thanksgivings. We went out to a restaurant and then went to 2 family members.
Nice. That sounds great. Well, Michael, what is your question we can help you with today?
Okay, so directly after Thanksgiving on that following Friday, I met up with my wife to go over a December budget, and during our talk, we were talking about rebuilding trust and understanding between one another. And she left her phone unattended, and I stupidly went through her phone, and she saw me when she came back, and so I basically undid our entire conversation. And prior to that, the D word had not been discussed, and now it has. And so I'm wondering, what is your advice for moving forward? Because she's at a point right now where she tells me she no longer likes me and doesn't have any romantic feelings towards me. And
What
we've been
was it
married
like,
for
though,
21 years.
before she caught you, Michael? Before she caught you going through her phone, what was the state of your marriage?
Back and forth, we would try to hang out, and we'd go out on a couple of dates, and then we'd have a misunderstanding and take a step backwards, and then it would be like that for a couple weeks, and then we'd try again.
Okay.
And
Okay, got it. And you were the issue that happened in your marriage, was it that she had an affair? Was that why you felt the need to go through her phone to see what was going on?
no, the issue was a couple of months of arguing, and I was looking for there to be someone else because I wanted there to be a problem outside of it just being
You.
me. And for me, it's really hard to think that I've been in a relationship with her since she was 14 and I was 18, and so we've grown up together. And To think that she doesn't like me and doesn't have any feelings towards me just like blows my mind. So in the back of my mind, I'm constantly going, well, there's got to be somebody else. How can she just turn off her emotions like that somewhere? So it's an insecurity in me.
Yeah, got it. That makes sense, Michael. And
Yeah.
And I understand, I definitely understand how you feel that way. So the question that you have now is that her catching you blew things up. Now divorce is being talked about. It seemed to have put her over the edge. And you know why, Michael, right? Because when anyone feels like their privacy is being violated, all of a sudden it doesn't matter if they are doing something wrong. Even if she was having an affair and you caught it in the text messages, it actually still doesn't matter because now she feels like her privacy has been violated. You've stepped over a boundary, quote unquote, a boundary of hers, and now she's just going to be defensive about it. So where do we go from here, Jared? How can we take this situation and turn it back towards moving towards reconciliation again?
Yeah. Michael, first of all, let me just give you some hope. I have seen some situations, brother. I've seen some situations. I worked with a guy one time. He was like one of these very analytical people. His wife was kind of like you. It wasn't an affair, but they were separated. There was a lot of like tension in there, and he had taken to recording her phone calls so that he could listen back after the fact and make notes. Because he was doing what you tell him to. He was being a good student of his wife, right?
Oh, recording the phone calls he was having with her.
Yeah.
Not of her talking. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So then one day, his mother-in-law came over to pick up some stuff, and they got to talking, and he and his mother-in-law have a decent relationship, and he said, hey, can I run something by you? I was talking to my wife the other day, and she said this, and she got upset, and I didn't understand why, and he played the recording for his mother-in-law. And the relationship between mom and her daughter, his wife, not super great. So the mom immediately went and confronted her daughter and made it worse.
Oh,
And
no.
she blew up all the way. She was so angry. She said, never call me again. I'm going to get a restraining order. Like, she said all kinds of stuff. And he was devastated. He just like, I don't know what to do. I've messed this up. I can't even, like, I don't even know where to go from here. I'm such an idiot, And I said, well, it's an amazingly boneheaded thing you did. It's okay. It's one for the history books. Okay, I'm gonna tell all my friends. But I said these pushes they cause relationship damage, but no one individual push completely like destroys a relationship by itself. Like relationships are kind of too big for any one good thing or one bad thing, unless it's like something like you ran over somebody's child or something like something totally life defining. But no one push or pull is going to totally rewrite your relationship. So in a vacuum, it's caused some damage, but you're going to get over it. Like the thing that helps you get over it is just basically time and consistently doing the things that are right. And so while it kind of feels like these things are just so big that like, oh my gosh, I looked through her phone and now I can never go back to the way it was. That's not really true. You look through your phone, but there's a pattern, probably, Michael. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a pattern of you maybe not taking her at her word or crossing boundaries, or maybe like it could be like control. There could be all kinds of things. If you kind of think about your life, there's probably some kind of pattern that this phone thing is a symptom of, and that thing is your real enemy. So when we say get back and work on your pies, be smart contact, be a safe place, that kind of stuff. That's really the next thing. That's the next leg of this journey, Michael, for you, is to do that stuff. And our coaching staff can help you with that. We have a workshop that could help you with that to figure out what that thing is. But I wouldn't worry so much about how to solve any one particular issue. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't worry about how to solve any one particular issue like this. Look at the symptoms, or look at the reason for why this symptom exists. And that's the next thing to do.
Michael, I would love to know, does that ring an internal bell for you? Do you hear that and say, you know what, this is a pattern of a way that I have been that manifested in that moment of me checking her phone?
Yes, and I didn't used to be that way, and she tells me that all the time. She's like, when we were younger, you didn't like clubs and stuff, and you would let me get all dolled up and go out with my friends, and when your friends would be like, why do you do that? It's like, oh, I know where she's, coming home to, no big deal. And then just over time, for whatever reason, I kind of lost that confidence, I guess, in myself.
Well, what was the reason,
That
Michael?
um, I had a really bad back injury about 10 years ago,
Hmm.
and um, trying to recover from that, like I never fully recovered from it, so it kind of ruined my self confidence. I'm over 6 foot tall. I'm a really big guy, and I was always very strong and
Hmm.
outgoing, and so it took most of my hobbies from me.
Hmm.
Remove strength, like some of the simplest changing a tire is difficult, and I guess I kind of let that erode away some of my self confidence, and then her leaving was something I never could have ever imagined, and so that killed a lot of it too. It's like what
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine my life without her, and now she's away. We did talk after the incident, and she kind of told me the same thing. She's like, look, you need to figure out what about you is making you behave this way and fix it, or if it's something in me that's making you behave that way, then I am not the right person for you.
Hmm.
So, what are you doing to work on yourself right now, Michael? Working on your pies?
Um, Reading, studying the Bible, praying, started exercising again.
Good.
Uh,
Yeah. And how long have you been working on that?
Um, about 2 months. Going to counseling once a week.
Good. Is that helping?
Sometimes it just seems like I'm just there to give them money and talk.
Yeah. That's frustrating, isn't it? It's a frustrating feeling.
Yeah.
Are you beginning through
Yeah.
working on your pies, through reading the Bible more, through beginning to exercise? Are you beginning to feel better about yourself?
Some days, we have a unique situation amongst most people, from what I understand. We only have one vehicle, so though my wife lives with her best friend at the moment,
Hmm.
I still have to transport her to and from work. We still pay all of our bills together. She has external bills while she's staying there.
Okay.
And so days that I know that I'm not going to see her are a lot harder, like, because I'm in the house and I have our child, because she didn't feel like I had a safe place to go, and she knew she did. So when she was ready to separate, she's like, I'm going to go to my friends because I don't know of any place that you can go that I feel that you would be safe. And that's where we're at. And it's really hard on my son, too.
Sure. Sure.
He's 50.
Okay. Well, Michael, what you said, that the days that you are there with your son, the days that you know you're not going to see her, that those are the harder days. Because why? Because those are the days you aren't as focused as on working on yourself, or what reason?
I think it's just because I don't know if I'm going to hear from her or anything. And so the days that I don't know that I'm going to see her, or they're just really lonely.
Yeah. I can understand that they are lonely, Michael, but it also is sounding like you are still putting a lot of your focus on her, how she's going to react to you, your ability to see her, your ability to show off the things that you've been learning, so to say. And this is so common, right, Jared? This is so common in what we see with clients that we work with at Marriage Helper.
Yeah, 100%.
As long as she is your focal point, you will continue to have these one step forward, two steps back that you were talking about a couple of minutes ago at the beginning of the call. Because whenever she changes or doesn't respond the way that you want her to, or you don't hear from her in a day, that's when it's going to mentally get you off track. And that's not what we want.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Here's a quick little object lesson I think will benefit everybody. Let's imagine we live in a world where you're either just barely scraping by, you have to pull money together for your next meal, your next rent payment, stuff like that, or you have $10 million, and in this world you can never even spend that amount of money. And so you have infinite money forever. And let's imagine in this world we're one of the have-nots, so every meal we have, every relationship we have, like it's based in need. And then one day, rich old Uncle Joey passes away, and he leaves us his $10 million. And so now we're one of the people we're one of the haves. We have $10 million. And it takes a little while, but eventually what happens is we start doing relationship based out of abundance instead of need. And then a new problem develops, because now we have so many people that are just like coming out of the woodwork. Like they want to be your friend and they want to hire you, like so different than what we had before. And now you can't tell if people want you for who you are or for what you have. And so even for somebody that has $10 million, you want to find another person who also has $10 million, right? So imagine you meet some lady, you have a few dates, it's going really well. In this world, polite society, you never talk about how much money you have, right? And so you can't really tell, but she seems great, and it's almost like I don't really care if you have money or not. I do, and I like my time with you, and I just want to keep doing this. And so at the end of your 5th date, you have a kiss, and you say, hey, listen, I don't know if it matters to you, but I just wanted you to know I'm one of the people that have $10 million, and I can take care of you for our whole life. I just like doing life with you. And she says, wow, that's amazing. You have $10 million? I do too. My rich Aunt Sally passed away about 10 years ago, and she left me her $10 million, and I've been hoping I would meet somebody someday. And so imagine how the dynamic of that relationship changes when you can just give and receive freely from each other, and I can never be exhausted, and I can never exhaust my partner. Like we both have innately the thing that we need, to meet whatever society throws at us. Now take everything that I just said and put the word emotional in front of the word millionaire. There are people in the world who have they're millionaires. They have joy and peace and comfort and sustainability inside of themselves, and they just have it forever. They can meet whatever life is throwing at them. It's not that they never get worn out or never get tired or never feel sad or anything like that.
Sure.
But they have stuff to give to relationships without exhausting themselves.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relationship with another emotional millionaire, then those two people have basically a relationship where they're free to give and receive without having to perform and things like that. If you are not an emotional millionaire, I'm in relationship with you because I have to have something that you have that I can't get, you are going to exhaust your partner. Like you're one of the people that like they have to give and
It's like
give
you're
and
taking
give.
out a loan
Yeah.
from them
Right, exactly.
that you
it is
can't
like
ever
that.
repay
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. I'm empty, and you fill me up, and I get empty, and you have to fill me up again, and you just have to do that forever, and I can never give back to you. So anybody who is out there listening, if you feel like, man, I am not an emotional millionaire, there's something inside of me. It's gone. I don't have it. I can't get it. And I don't understand how. You need to give us a call because this is a pies issue, and we can help you.
Who wants to be an emotional millionaire? I just wrote it on my paper. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so good. Jared, I've heard so many of your analogies.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one is new.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard it before, but yeah.
I have not heard it before. I haven't been in the areas where you have shed this genius before, but it makes so much sense, right, y'all? Like an emotional millionaire, and who wouldn't want to always be around that person?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to our last caller, Michael, I mean, this is the kind of thing that we want to talk about, that we want to think about. I'm going to be okay whether you are there today or tomorrow or not, because I know how to refill my emotional energy. I know how to refill that emotional tank. There was a gentleman that I knew who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. His name was Eric. And he lived here in the Nashville area, and he never got married, but he was one of those people that whenever I was around him, he was an emotional millionaire because he was just full of love and joy and peace. I would come in with, he was like a business mentor. And so I would go in and I'd be freaking out about something. And he just always had this supernatural ability to just calm the circumstance and just be faith-filled and encouraging, whatever it might be. And I'm sure he struggled with things, behind 100%. Closed doors, but he had this innate ability to show up positively for other people around him. Man, isn't that what we all need to bring into our relationships more than anything, and especially our marriage relationships? Think about that with your kids. Think about that with your husband, with your wife. Being able to just keep that emotional energy high and positive, no matter what the situation is that comes your way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than $10 million.
It is. Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah.
It
It really
truly
is.
is.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, well, we will hash more on that in one of our next breaks, but let's go to our next caller. Let's go to Mary, who is in Virginia. Mary, how can we help you today?
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling in. What's going on?
So I was caught in an affair, a 1.5-year affair. Was kicked out of my home in June. After I left, my husband then started seeing someone very quickly. Don't know for sure if he knew her or not before. Seems that way, but he told me no. And then just recently this weekend, brought her into our marital home with my daughter. I'm just finding it hard to keep that hope. And my daughter is 18, but I just still can't imagine how she feels.
Yeah. Were you, when you were there when he brought her over, or were you not there?
No, I've been kicked out since
That's
June.
right. That's right. You said,
Yeah.
oh,
And now she doesn't. Now he's not even talking to me anymore. Only the smart contact business items, and barely we even talk about our daughter because she's an adult. So he barely talks about those things at all.
what did your daughter say to you about this?
Well, she didn't make it to my Thanksgiving, and it was something going on. I could tell something was up. I figured that this woman was there, but I didn't want to even think about it. So she asked me to have coffee on Sunday. That's why I went to pick her up to have coffee on Sunday. She didn't say a word about it. Not a word.
How did you find
And
out?
I didn't question her. I watched him walk in the house in front of me.
You watched him walk into the house in front of you, but you weren't there. I think I'm missing.
Yes,
I think
was
I'm missing
picking-
part of the story, Mary.
That's okay. My daughter wanted me to pick her up for coffee on Sunday, so I came to the house, pulled up in front of the house.
Okay.
He and her were walking the dogs. They saw me, stopped, but then a few minutes later, walked into the home right in front of me, within 10 feet.
Got it. Oh, Mary, I know this has to be so hard. When your husband found out about your affair, how did that happen in June? How did that discovery happen?
A text message. Yep.
He
I sent the wrong
he
text
texted you?
No, I texted. I sent a screenshot in a text message to my husband accidentally. Yep.
Gotcha. That was intended for the affair partner?
No, I don't. I had too much to drink one night, and I don't know how I screenshotted this thing, and it had a conversation between me and the affair partner, and it was sent to my husband with amongst a bunch of pictures, and it seemed so fishy. But anyways, I then lied about it for about 20. He said about 27 days, and then finally started giving little by little, and and then we had a week in July together, and a date in August. And I didn't know that this woman was still in the picture, this new woman. But now it's like full blown,
Did you and your husband ever have a conversation about this affair where you asked for forgiveness, where you were able to really flesh out what happened and work through it? Or was it just immediately into he got angry and he started trying to find a way to make himself feel better?
Immediate interrogation, anger, screaming, crying, kicking, that found a way. It was June 2nd, June 23rd, I was sent pictures of this other woman. This is my friend, such and such. I'm going to do to her everything you did to me. Sent me pictures of the woman.
And have most of your conversations been over text messages, or have you been able to talk in person at all?
Both text and on the phone, but he will not even speak to me at all anymore. Like the conversations in person were never good. They erupted in anger, except for the week I was there in July. We were intimate and stayed together. But the one night during that week is when the woman came up and they first met, and I did follow them, but I didn't let them know that I was there. I just looked and left, and they had no idea I was there, and where they went on a date. And then that next morning, he's calling me immediately and saying how shameful and look what I made him do, and nobody was like me. But then now, as of recent, we were still talking okay. Not okay, but it was still communication. But he called the ex of the affair partner I had, who told him that I was at their house in August of this year, but that didn't happen. That's one of my truths I have, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Mary, first of all, I'm so sorry you were hurt like that. It's so tough, a revenge affair.
Yeah.
I've dealt with these as a coach several times, and the way once people are calmed down and rational and we start to work through it, the way I process it is Kimberly, got some bad coffee there. Sorry.
I did. We got it fixed now.
Okay. So the way I help people understand it, it's like, hey, well, you accidentally backed the car, maybe not accidentally, you backed the car into the garage door and you scratched it all up. Now I get to drive it into the mailbox. It's like, this doesn't solve anything. It just makes the car even harder to fix now. So a revenge affair is never a good idea. But people are in pain, and people hurt other people.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Mary, also in your situation, you're in a place where you have been very, very hurt, and now it's like you're getting kicked while you're also down. And these types of experiences always cause like this sort of heightened emotional response. Like, it's not just pain, it's like salt in the wound pain. And so, Mary, I just want you to know you're not crazy. This is a typical normal thing to feel for a situation like this. You didn't do anything bad or wrong in this aspect. When you feel bad that he took her in the house right in front of you and stuff like that, the whole situation is you got a high chaos situation here. There's a lot of things messed up, a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And so now the most important thing for you to do next, Mary, is make yourself healthy. Make sure that you're, like we talked about, emotional millionaire with the last caller. Make sure that you're working on healing yourself and making good decisions and things like that, protecting your relationship with your daughter, things like that. You probably don't have a lot of influence with your husband at the moment to create change in the situation, but that is more likely to come once you get out of your pain. I had an experience one time where after my father passed away, he passed away from cancer, and he and I had a really great relationship. We lived 4 hours apart, so we were always like texting and being on the phone together and stuff like that, especially toward the end of his life. And one day, about 6 months after he passed away, I got a phone call from my dad. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad son. I haven't called my dad in like 6 months, like you ever forget, right? And it was my uncle. He had reactivated my dad's phone and called me, but he reactivated the phone, but had the same phone number. So when he called me, it showed up as dad. And
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, hey, uncle. And after that phone call hung up, man, I was so wounded, and I got madder and madder and madder and madder for like an entire day. It was wild. I've never been so angry. And the things that my mind was doing was like, how could mom give away dad's cell phone? That's not hers, that's dad's. And it's supposed to be there in that charging station so that when I come home, it's there and I can feel comforted. But like, just, who activates a dead man's phone, doesn't change the phone number? Don't you know he's got kids? I I just was so angry, and it took me such a long time to calm down. But finally, when I did, and I was able to process through it, nobody did anything wrong to me.
Yeah.
That's probably hurting my mom's heart, seeing the phone there. She wants to give it away, but to somebody that she trusts, her brother, and he doesn't know anything about technology. The guy at the phone place probably just like, oh, I'll turn it back on, and maybe didn't even ask, right? So once you're kind of past it and you can process these things, you can think about them a lot more logically. But in the moment, it's super, super hard. So Mary, the reason I tell you that story is in the moment right now, like this thing just happened and it still smarts, and it's hard. Don't do anything with your relationship at the moment. Focus on triage, calm the pain down, and then start making some wise decisions about what you can do next to improve your health. And to get past, like you probably have guilt and stuff like that. Call one of our coaches. We really can help you with that kind of stuff. We've got coaches that, I was the spouse myself who wanted out of the relationship. I did not have an affair, but we've got people on our staff who have had the affair. And so it doesn't mean that your situation is so broken that you're some kind of pariah that we can't help. It doesn't mean any of that stuff. Whatever your mind's telling you, it doesn't mean that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that is going on in your situation, and here's the encouragement that I'll end with for you, Mary, and that's this. You did do something wrong. You had an affair, and that's not good. That's bad, right? These are not things that we want to happen in the marriage or in the relationship. However, everything your husband has done since then is not your fault. That was his choice to react the way that he has reacted. And you cannot carry the fact that you made this happen. You didn't make this happen. You did something you shouldn't have done. Hopefully you've apologized for it. We didn't really get into that part of it, but you've ended it. It's over. So therefore, you need to forgive yourself. And even if your husband is continuing to beat you up about it, like, not physically, but emotionally, mentally, all of those things, and beginning and trying to create revenge and saying things like, you made me do this. You didn't make him do this. He chose to do this. He's choosing every action of his after this, just like you get to choose every action of yours after this as well. And so just as Jared was saying, now's the time to work on you, not respond to the things that he's doing emotionally, because you can't. You also can't respond to them logically because because there's no point in it right now. It's kind of on fire, and the best way is to let the fire naturally go out right now, as opposed by giving it time for some things to settle, as opposed to trying to go in and throw a little bit of water on it that's just going to not help at all. And ultimately someone's going to end up pouring some gas in it, trying to throw water on it, and it's going to make it worse. So that is the encouragement that I would give you, Mary. Well, on that note, let's go over to Michael and hear this week's Michael's Motivational Minute.
Well, it's December, and at our house, we are already beginning to watch some of our favorite Christmas movies, which made me think, which Christmas character do you most identify with this season? Maybe you feel like Clark Griswold, where you are trying to hold everything together, make all the right memories, but the chaos is ensuing around you. Maybe you feel like the Grinch, that you've been so hurt that your heart has shrunk 2 sizes too small. Maybe you're Ebenezer Scrooge, and your bitterness and your frustration has created a facade, a hard wall around you that it's going to take a supernatural act to break that down. Or maybe you're Kevin McAllister. You feel a little alone this season, but you're ready to attack and to meet whatever challenge comes before you. What I love about these stories is that these characters are different at the beginning of the story than they are at the end. By the end of the story, they have grown, they have learned, they've matured. Something has changed within them to make them more resilient, to make them more strong, to make them the heroes and the people that they were designed and meant to be. And so here we are at the beginning of the season. Who you are now is not who you can be by the end of this month. As you walk through these seasons, as you walk through these experiences, these holiday weekends, whatever they may look like, I want to encourage you to keep working on yourself, Keep working on your pies. Keep working to become the person that you know that you are, the person that you desperately want to be. We're here to walk alongside of you every step of the way. Growth is possible. Hope is there. Let us know how we can help you become the person you want to be.
Jared, which Christmas character are you identifying with this
gosh.
Christmas season?
I want to be that door knocker on the cartoon that goes Scrooge like that. That's who I want to be, because he's kind of weird and
Just the announcer? Nice. It's like a type of trick-or-treater kind of situation. I actually do not remember that cartoon.
Oh, do you that?
The one with
McDuck?
the duck. The one with the, what is that, Looney Tunes? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is either. Yeah,
I know what
Warner
you're talking
Brothers,
about.
so-
It just was never my favorite. It was too scary as a kid. Not happy enough.
Yeah.
I want to be Buddy the Elf.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not Buddy the Elf all the time. Some days I'm Buddy the Elf, depending on how much coffee I've had. But just someone who's so like excited for life and believing that absolutely anything can happen. That is what I want. Well, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, write in the chat which Christmas character, are you currently feeling like you are this Christmas season. I love it. My backup answer would be probably any Hallmark actress. Any Hallmark Christmas movie actress, because
Throw
y'all
a
know
dart. They're all the same.
they pretty much are. Except there's one, y'all know, there's actually, Jason, by the way, there's still music playing in the background. Okay, cool. There's this one really good. It's called Mistletoe Murders. Listen, I recommend it. It is not your normal Hallmark Christmas Channel movie. It's really good. All I gotta say. Let's go to our next caller. We have Manuel in Texas. Manuel, how can we help you today?
Hello. This is my first time calling on my live, and
Glad to have
I've
you.
been listening to a lot of the Marriage Helper. But I have a question. And how do I give validation to my wife without pushing her further away from me?
Now, help me understand, how would validation push your wife away?
Well, on my 9 years that I've been married with her, she's been always coming back on arguments that I'm not validating her enough, that I'm not being concerned on her feelings, that I'm not listening. And many of the times I stay quiet on listening to see her emotional expression. And most of the times, as I've been quiet for listening to her, she walks out and walks away.
Is your wife a pretty fast processor? When y'all are talking, is she quick with comebacks, quick with her words?
Yes.
And you tend to be a bit slower. You need time to think, time to process before you respond?
Yes. My response to her is not always try to fight and try to win the argument, as in, you're wrong, I'm right, but trying to understand her way of expressing her emotion or her argument.
So you're... Hold on, say that one more time. I think I got lost in that.
In our fights, I try not to win our fights, as in that she's wrong and I'm right, or you were. And I intend to just find her emotional expression for that fight. Because, I mean, sometimes she's like, the dishes were not done, or, why you didn't do the dishes? but I know for a fact that it's just not physically for the dishes, but
So
it
you're
will be
trying to dig
something else
deeper,
that-
and it's making her angry. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, trying to understand why just because of the cost of not doing dishes or not being done cause her to get more angrier, or what's the main source out of her.
Gotcha.
But now trying to validating her, it just becomes more hard, and I'm seeing that for doing things around the house or even asking her about her day, it just becomes something more silent and distant.
Manuel, define validation from your perspective. What do you think it means to validate someone?
Well, for me, it's knowing her efforts on a daily basis.
Okay. So if let's play this out.
moment.
Let's play this out like I am your wife. Let's play this out. So I am in the kitchen and I say, "Hey, I would like for you to help me with the dishes. Can you come help me with the dishes?" Or maybe we'll do it like it's a fight. So I'll say, "Hey, why haven't you come to help me with the dishes? Can you please step up some and come help me with the dishes more?" What do you say back to me?
Well, I would say, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Having sort of issue with the kids or attending the kids for right now.
Okay. So
Or I get them. Oh, I'll say I'll get them later.
okay. So you're
You know,
not
like-
you're not in that moment saying, "Help me understand why you're upset about the dishes."
No, I mean, I'm not. In that moment, it's just for what I hear, and like if I was free to do it, then yeah, I would be able to do it.
Okay.
You know, with her and helping her out.
I think I
But
am confused,
many times-
Manuel. Because I was thinking, well, hey, the problem is if you're just always going down like, well, tell me why you feel that way, but you're not actually just helping her do the thing that she needs help with, this is one reason that she's getting frustrated. Because at some point, it's like, I don't want, especially if she's a fast processor, like me, I'm a fast processor. And listen, I love a good talk about emotions, but there's some times where I'm like, just get the freaking thing done. Like at this moment, we just need to do this thing. I don't want to talk about it. I don't need to divulge it. Like we don't need to pull everything out and dissect it. We just need to do the thing. And so it could be that if there is too much of a, hey, let's like, why are you so angry? That she's just tired of being asked that question. And she's just wanting help with the thing that needs to be done. And so if you are more emotionally attuned than she is, which may be true and isn't wrong just because you're a guy, it's not true that women are more emotional than men in every circumstance. There are some women that are much more task focused. There are some men that are much more relationship focused, more emotional, more focused on emotions, more in tune with their emotions. And that's not bad. That's fine. It's just understanding how each person is wired. And so if you are more wired to like notice emotions, then it makes sense that you would go there, but it also can make sense that she's getting really drained by it. And that she at some point is just like, we just need to move on, or we just need to get things done, or we just need to have a conversation that's fun and not always talking about the problems in our relationship or things that need to happen. What would you say, Jared?
Pardon me. Yeah. Yeah, Manuel. Sometimes you just have to call out your processing a little bit. The dishes example is probably just a super bad example, but you know, say she comes to you, Manuel, I cannot believe you didn't do the dishes again. You're so unreliable. I'm so done with this. You know, just tearing my hair out, which has already happened, right? I can't believe you did this. In that moment, it's probably not the best idea is to be like, I don't feel like this is really about dishes. Tell me what's really going on.
Yeah.
Instead, just, hey, I don't really understand what your anger is, but I would like to, and let's talk about it at some point when, whatever. In the meantime, I'm going to just try to keep up with the dishes, and there's a lot of stuff to do. There's dishes and kids and laundry and pets probably and all kinds of other stuff. So, Manuel, I mean, you do the best you can, and don't walk around like, I don't know, like a puppy dog with your tail between your legs or something like that. Like don't mope or anything like that. And when somebody says like you haven't been validating me for a long time, and then all of a sudden you start trying to do that, it can feel frustrating because it's like your validation isn't really authentic. You're just trying to make me happy so that I'll back off of whatever, So sometimes you just have to say like, hey, I really do want to give you what you want. I'm just not good at it. Just not good at it, and I want to get better. But Manuel, that has to be extremely authentic and confident when you do that. And part of that starts with like knowing inside your own head that you actually are like the best person in the world to be your wife's spouse. You have the most experience, you've forgiven the most things, like you've been here the longest, like you have the best heart toward her. Knowing that, so that whenever she's coming to you with some issue, you're not hearing that as, I'm not good enough to be here, there's something wrong with me, I have to change, things like that. But hearing that as like real correction. Treat that stuff like a warm blanket. Like, hey, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. The same thing happened with me once upon a time with Jen, especially when I was coaching a lot more. Phone would go off, and I'd turn away from her and look at the phone. And she'd be talking. And one day she said, like, I really don't like it when you do that. And I was like, man, you know what? I teach people this stuff, and I still get it wrong. I am so sorry that happened. I'm going to make an effort. If you see me do it again, like, will you please call me out? Because I really do want to get better at it. And that was authentic, and that was it. It was, and it didn't get better immediately. She had to call me out a few times.
Sure.
It's fine. It's fine to do that. But the thing is, I didn't go to the place where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such a bad husband. I can't believe I'm looking at the phone. Like, you know what? I didn't appreciate you, and I'm so, like, if I had done that, that would have been a total turnoff for her, so especially would have been a total turnoff to get super emotional like that.
Yeah.
She is not a touchy-feely, emotional kind of gal. She's a very, like you make me a PowerPoint spreadsheet kind
Logic,
of person. Like,
black and white,
logic. Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
And it's understanding how to speak your spouse's language. And so the thing I go back to with this one is, if a wife is saying, I feel like you're never validating me. Now there are some, there's some outlying circumstances where maybe there's way more going on. But I think for the majority of people who say that, and especially women, although it's not always gender related, it's, you're just not doing the thing I'm asking you to do. You're not actually, I feel like you're not listening to me. I feel like you're saying you're listening to me, or you're giving me these nice phrases that you're saying back to me, but things aren't actually changing. So that's what I would lean into. What is she actually asking you to do? And are you doing it? And let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's go. Were you going to say something else?
Great advice.
Thank you. Let's go to Dawn from Texas as well. Dawn, how can we help you today? Are you there, Dawn?
Oh, we may have lost Dawn.
We may have lost Dawn.
Shucks.
I know. The great state of Texas. Always love hearing from it. Well, with that... Oh, Dawn. Dawn.
There you are.
We almost left you, Dawn.
Yes, I guess God had another plan because I found the mute button.
There we go. Amen to that. How can we help you today, Dawn?
Because I was praying ahead. So I'm going to just try and speed this up.
Dawn, can you get just maybe a little bit closer to your mouthpiece?
Yes. Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yes, that is much better. Thanks, Dawn.
Okay. So I've been married for over a decade, and my husband has been the person putting in like 90% of the work of the marriage. He is a very good communicator, and I'm terrible at it. We are kind of like complete opposites. And we're in a situation now where he has yelled, he has cried, he has pleaded, he has been funny. He's sent me videos of trying to explain what our issues are and what he needs from me, and he's now at the point to where he doesn't have any more strength to move forward. He wants out. He's told me that he loves me and he cares for me, but he just has nothing left to give. He just rather give it to his children and to just focus on himself now. I have been trying to figure out my push-pull, and the thing is, he sees it, but it's annoying him because he's like, I don't feel like it's genuine, because just like in the past when you said that you would work on this, what's so different about this time? And I don't have a response, because the thing that's different is the other times, and it's my fault, I thought divorce was an option, but once divorce became an option, it's like my life, my family, just it clicked like, no, I can't. I don't want my children to be a part of divorce.
Yeah.
I don't want to continue these generational curses. I do not want this. But that answer is not good enough. So my question is, for a person that sees that I'm trying, and then some of them I hit, some of them I don't, but the fact that he sees that I'm trying, but he just can't believe me because of all of my actions in the past have shown him that I refuse to care for him the way that he needed to, and I refuse to love him like unconditionally. Is there any way other than prayer that I can try to show him that I care and that I really want this?
Yes. The answer is yes, Dawn. Absolutely. There are several things that you can do and can continue to do. And so there is hope. There's a lot of things that are working in your favor here. Are y'all still in the same house right now?
Same house, same bed, all of that.
That's amazing, Dawn.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, totally excellent, Don. Here, let me give you a different perspective as you're kind of like worrying about your situation. Your husband is seeing your changes. It's making him angry, but he is seeing them. Now that puts you about a light year ahead of where many of our other clients are, where there's already been a separation. People have already emotionally unplugged. They're just absent, and you're doing your changes, and your spouse isn't able to see them. So already you're more ahead than you think you are, Dawn. And I also want to just encourage you. It is extremely common that when somebody has been asking for a change and then they give up and then you change, that it makes them angry. Like, it is just, it's really, it's more the rule than the exception. Really.
We expect it.
Yeah, we expect it. It's what I call galling anger. I call that galling anger. And it's kind of, if you want to understand it, let's say I'm like, oh man, I just really want to win the lottery so bad, and I just buy a ticket at the same gas station over and over and over and over, and I never get anything. And I'm like, you know what, fine, I'm quitting. And then my friend is like, well, maybe, and he wins like $80,000.
From that gas station.
From that gas station.
Exactly.
It's so, should have been mine, why doesn't it, right, whatever. So like the way you feel, it's like it feels so incredibly unfair, right? It just galls that, like, now that I finally choose to be the bad guy and start this divorce process, now you want to change? It's almost like you're just throwing this in my face somehow, right?
Well, it can feel like manipulation.
Yeah, it can
it's
feel
not,
like, 100%.
but it feels like
That's
it
what
can
he
feel
says.
that way.
Yeah.
Selfish and manipulation.
So, Don, the solution is consistency and patience. Hey, I understand why you would feel manipulated by that. I am so sorry you feel that way. I'm still not going to stop doing my pies, though. Well, what's going to be different this time? I don't know. I can't answer that. I am motivated, and I'm going to continue to do my pies for myself, if nothing else, because I want to be a really good mom, and I want to be a good partner and stuff. Whether it's with you or not, I'm going to do it whether you're here, and I'm going to do it whether you're not here. I'm just going to stay consistent.
I'm assuming, Dawn, that your husband is also a Christian?
Yes.
I think authenticity is a huge thing here. Jared had talked about this in relation to an answer for a previous caller, but being able to say, I wouldn't harp on this, but if the opportunity comes up, then being able to even just say to him, you know, I have it took me getting to a point of rock bottom for me to realize that there were things that I needed to change. And there were things that God needed to do in my heart that needed to be worked through. Mm-hmm. And that's what I am trying to do. I am trying to become that person that God wants me to be, trying to become that wife that I know is God honoring, that I know is based in what God wants from us and based on, you know, the Holy Spirit moving within us. And that's true. I mean, Dawn, from what you have said, I believe that is true for you. You're doing this because you realize, like, you got to a point of, this isn't who I want to be. You had, maybe not to the same extent, but a Paul on the road to Damascus moment where it's like, oh, I see now what the things could be if I continue going this way, and I can't unsee it. And I want to now be the woman God is calling me to be, and part of that is me changing. And that is true. It is also going to take consistency over time for people to believe that is true about you. It doesn't really matter if he believes it or not right now, because he's looking for reasons not to. He's looking for a way to continue to protect himself because of how he's been hurt in the past. That's what he's looking for. So the worst thing that can happen in this situation is for you to stop, because it proves to him that you weren't doing it for the right reasons and that you were only doing it to manipulate him to bring him back. But that's not what you're doing, Dawn. You're doing this because you know that this is the kind of woman that you are called to be. And so you keep doing it. He will see it over time, especially because you're living in the same house. You're sleeping in the same bed. Just whatever he continues to do, and there's going to be moments, Dawn, where you're going to have extra prayer and extra Holy Spirit, because he's really going to piss you off, or he's really going to do something that's going to make you angry. And that's where you get to say, okay, I need more. I need more of this woman that I need to be, who God is calling me to be, and I need it even more in the moments where it's hard, because the consistency here is the key, not just for your marriage, but for you as a woman of God as well. And so I encourage you that there is, okay, like you say, he loves me, but he has no more to give. Okay, he doesn't need to give anything right now. You just get to be consistent. You get to show that you love him unconditionally, no matter what he's doing to you. And you get to live the scriptural beauty of marriage right now, even though it's hard and it's not fun. And there's going to be times you feel like you don't deserve this. But isn't that the picture of marriage in scripture? Like, Jesus continued to die and continued to forgive, even when we continued to hurt and drift away and all of the things. And so this is what the beauty of what you're doing right now is like foundationally grounded in who we are called to be as Christians, because of what we have seen of what Christ has done for us. And so I hope that encourages you to continue moving on this path that you're moving on, because you're on the right path, Dawn. And we can help. Like, we would love for you and your husband to come to one of our workshops, go through our program, so that he can see how things got to where they are. I believe it would be just a catalyst, like an infusion into what you're currently doing, so that you can maybe get further faster, and it would be a great fit for you. Regardless, though, continue doing what you are doing.
Yeah. Throwing out one caution just for everybody who's kind of processing this. When there's been a pattern, this kind of come up a lot in our call today, when there's been a pattern and all of a sudden there's like this big break and now we have to fix it. Avoid overpromising. Like, I swear I'm never going to go back to who I used to be. I don't get angry anymore or whatever. Like, avoid that kind of thing, because it can make your partner hyper vigilant, see if it's really true or not. So let's pick on anger. I can't stand your anger. I'm leaving this marriage. And you go, I've been to a counselor. I don't get angry anymore.
I will never get angry again.
Never get angry again, right? And maybe for like the first 30 days, you can actually hold on to that. And then on day number 31, like, somebody put the orange juice back in the fridge and it's got like this much juice in the bottom. So it's not enough for breakfast, but you didn't get any more because there was already a carton in there. And you're like, the stupid orange juice. And you throw it away a little bit harder than you needed to. All of a sudden, all your progress is unmade. Like, you still get angry. You're just hiding it from me. Like, you're still just manipulating me. So what's better is you do like I did with the cell phone thing. I'm so sorry I did that to you. you have my permission. Please call me out if you see that happening again. I really do want to change. And that is a much better response where you're showing up consistently. I'm just so angry at you that I had to throw out the divorce idea in order to get you to change. I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm so sorry I hurt you that way. If you have any more feedback, I would love to hear it. Just very humble, very consistent. I'm not going to let my emotions get like totally rocked by your pain. I'm not going to be afraid of your pain. I'm not going to be afraid of my own pain. This is a grief process, and we're going to go through it, and I'm going to be good on the other side, whether you are here or not. But I hope you're here because I'm going to be a great Dawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
A great Dawn. I hope that is helpful, Dawn, and gives you some hope and encouragement, especially going into what can be a pretty tough month of December with a lot of holiday events and Christmas, and expectations are high and all of those things. But we encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we'll get to meet you at some point in one of our workshops. We would absolutely love that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jared, you have been a great co-host.
Thank you so much.
As always.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Theme of the show: how to be an emotional millionaire. Oh my gosh. Who wants to be an emotional millionaire? We are going to come up with some kind of game show. I'm writing it down. I think this is my best idea yet. Who wants to be an emotional millionaire? Y'all, we've enjoyed being with you, and we can't wait to see you again next week. Until then, I hope you remember that there is always hope.
Bye all.